I'm gonna talk about the DCEU with my Superman mug. That's a good cup of coffee. Okay, so with Comic Con happening last week, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about the DCU and how I think, the current state they're in and with the problems they have right now. Now, I didn't come on here to hate the DCU because I kind of like some of their movies. Like the most is that I like it. I don't love any of the movies really, to be honest with you, like the MCU. But I think the problem with the DCU, first and foremost, is the characters. Now, I think there's something always missing with these characters. Now, I'm looking at this poster right now on my wall, and I'm thinking of the Justice League. Now, the Justice League was one of those movies that, like, you knew you were going to watch, but there was just something missing when you left the theater. Like, there's a lot of characters they showed in this movie for the first time that you didn't know nothing about, and they kind of just really gave them this little character arc, not even character arc, just character backstory. And they just left something missing. Like, Cyborg was supposed to be, I think Cyborg is the biggest one that I have a problem with, is that they just kind of like showed how he became Cyborg. He was a football player. And then they didn't even show that, honestly. They just showed him after he became a cyborg and he fused with the mother box after the accident he was in. If you don't know who Cyborg is, I'm not going to get too into that. But there's a part where he's really trying to, like, he's struggling being this new, like, machine pretty much. And then there's, like, a little part where he talks to, like, Wonder Woman, and then next thing you know, he's in the Justice League. And then he's okay with it. Now he's fine being a cyborg or whatever. And to me, that's kind of a problem with the DCU, is that they just kind of put everybody in this movie and said, okay, well, this is what we have. Just put it out there, instead of saying, okay, let's do kind of like what the MCU did and establish these characters one by one, with Iron Man being the first one, and making a good movie, that's circling around Iron Man and really focusing on him as, being this philanthropist, billionaire guy that becomes Iron Man, and then you see how he has to accept it and take this responsibility of being Iron Man, opposed to saying, okay, this is Flash, okay, and he's kind of nerdy and he's funny, and he wants to do Justice League because this is, this is what he wants to do, and he thinks he's really cool. And there's a little part about his dad in the back. Now I get it, they're probably setting up for the next movie, but why not just set up these movies by themselves? The Flash is a very likable character. People like the Flash. He's a really cool character. You can make your Flash movie and then make your Wonder Woman movie and your Cyborg and your Aquaman and then make the Justice League. You're still going to make money off this stuff. You don't have to just make the Justice League because you realize how successful the Avengers is. You don't have to do that. So Zack Snyder really took off and really just started the DCU with Man of Steel, right? Then he made Batman vs. Superman. And then he made Justice League. For the most part, he pretty much did Justice League the whole movie. And then they're like, okay, well, that's not working. It took 2 movies, actually 2.5 movies, really, 2 3/4 of a movie to say, okay, well, he's not really doing it that well. Let's do it again. Let's start off with someone else. Let's take more directors like the MCU has been doing since the beginning and say, okay, this is the overall long story that we're trying to portray, and this is how you should, go about it. Now, I think Kevin Feige, he obviously has production in every single MCU movie because he knows the direction they want to go in. With the Justice League, or not the Justice League, the DCEU, they kind of just say, okay, Zack Snyder, do what you like. Like, make it look cool. Like, that's not enough for us anymore. Looking cool and having a movie with cool effects and cool fights could only take it so far. You need that character. You need that good storytelling. People are not bricks. People are not just pieces of wood that you could just show something to, and they'll just be like, oh, awesome, cool, I love it. Well, at least somewhat, intelligible people, knowledgeable people, people that know what's good between good and bad. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the DCU's long story is, but the MCU has been building up for 10 years. They have made 10 years worth of movies, over 19 movies or something like that. They have the biggest crossover event ever with Avengers Infinity War. And you know how they did that? By establishing these characters and making people like these characters, and then establishing Thanos and showing, okay, well, this is Thanos. We've been showing him for 10 years. No, not 10 years, probably like 6 years, something like that, since the first Avengers, and saying, okay, this guy exists, and it's just a matter of time before you run into him, opposed to, like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, are they going to show Apocalypse? Like, another thing is the villains. Like, oh my God. Like, I think the biggest problem, like, I think General Zod in Man of Steel was fine. He was okay. Michael Shannon did a good job as, General Zod. But Doomsday was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God. Like, I don't even know how to, like, explain it. Like, more than that, it's just so terrible. Like, it was just so bad. Like, I think we all agree with this, that Doomsday is one of the biggest DC villains ever. Like, this guy he's a threat. And the way they just kind of threw him in Batman vs Superman, it showed that, like, they weren't really, their head wasn't on the right mindset with this movie. They kind of just, I don't know what Zack Snyder was heading for, honestly. Like, they're trying to, like, capture the tension between Batman vs Superman and say, oh, let's just, put, Doomsday in there, and then we're gonna, pay homage to the comics and have Superman die and all this crap. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen Batman vs Superman. The movie's been out for a long time. And if you haven't seen it, then too fucking bad. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to talk about. The characters are just, like, I know a lot. Like, I get it. We know who Superman is. We know who Batman is. You don't have to go too in depth about showing who they are, but make them likable. Like, even Superman doesn't even seem that likable. Like, honestly, like, I was watching like a clip from YouTube, and I was just like, why is this Superman? Like, Superman is, he stands for justice and what's that word? Patriot, whatever. He's patriotic. You know what I mean? He's an American hero, and he just seems so stale and just so dull. Like, I'm Superman. I'm come here to help. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, he's so stiff. The actors playing the characters, they're fine. It's just a sense of direction. Like, what are you gonna do? What's the bigger picture? Focus on the characters and make good movies, and then, make them come together in one movie. We already know who they are. They just have to come together in Justice League. But no, let's just put Batman in it and Princess Diana, Wonder Woman, and then just add all these other characters, and then at the end you gotta have a big fight, big CGI fight. And then, I don't know. But yeah, nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Comment down below what you guys think of the DCEU. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. I think they have some work to do. Now, I don't want to, like I said, don't just hate on it. Give constructive criticism about what you think about the universe and how they can fix it. And yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.